Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Oh, wrestling podcast featuring Matt Zion, Bomber Rap, Scott and Lee, and the one and only Peanut. It's Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Bitches.
What the fuck is going on with this company?
Fans were just coming up to him, giving him 20s. Just like,
Wow.
yeah.
I respect JR, best announcer of all time. So, like, hey, JR, shut the fuck up. Just-
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jobber Radio. I'm Jake, a.k.a. Bomber, and right now, I only got Matt Zion with me right now. What's going on?
I'm in a great mood, actually. I'm doing very well overall. Hey, the apocalypse has happened. I watched a full episode, commercials and all, of WWE Raw. So I didn't see SmackDown, though. I saw the tail end. I saw the main event, which was, I honestly got to say, it wasn't very good, but we'll probably talk about it. Yeah, I'm all caught up, which is very weird for me. What about you? Have you been keeping up with Raw and SmackDown?
Okay, so this is perfect because this is not usually the case, but I have not watched a full Raw since, because I've been watching every Raw for a long time now, since I haven't watched a full Raw since the Shield rejoined and triple powerbomb Braun through the table.
Okay,
In
and
fact,
I can tell you everything that's happened since then.
Good. In fact, I have seen almost nothing since that moment. I've read some stuff on, Braun's healed now. They've turned Braun heel. Everybody's mad at that, and I've seen people say that, but I have seen almost nothing since then, which is very rare and different for me as far as what's going on right now. So, yeah, I'm out of the loop right now, so you're gonna have to fill me in.
Give me 1 second. They were saying they can't hear you. Oh, I see why I did that. I hate that, man. Skype, sorry, or not Skype. OBS sometimes sets your desktop audio to like nothing. It's so weird. Here, hold on. They'll hear you in a second.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Now you can hear him. I don't know why default does that, but that's why I always tell them at the start of the streams, like, let me know if you can hear or not. But now you should be good.
Cool.
So what he was saying, guys, was he was saying that he has not watched anything since Braun was triple powerbombed the night after SummerSlam. So that's what he's saying. I was going to fill him in. So
and I really enjoyed that Raw too. I thought it was a great
good
ending.
Raw. Yeah, I did. I liked it too. I did. I was high on it for sure. Yeah, it's gotten questionable since then. But
I've read all your guys' comments in the chat, and I'm just like, well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it sounds okay, but I know you guys aren't high on it, so.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about All In first, or do you want to talk about, or at least some of the or do you want to talk about Raw?
I do want to hear about All In because I know you went there. You were there live, so I want to definitely hear your thoughts on the experience. Like, what you thought was the show, everything you thought it would have been. Was it way better? Was it worse? And
one of my favorite wrestling experiences of all time, dude. That was unbelievable. You know what my only negative was on the whole thing? Their merch selling technique was a disaster. They did not have that down. So this is how it happened. We went to the All Out party, Flip's All Out party. Okay. Really cool shirt that I got, by the way. So cool on him. And so we're walking around, and they have merch out there, right? Like I'd say there's at least 5 merch tables all connected to each other. One of the Bucks dad was out there selling shirts, and like a lot of familiar faces from the YouTube show. A lot of people that have been on. So we waited in line for about 15 minutes. We get up to the front. And very nice people, but I'm not going to get anything yet because I'm like, it was a pretty limited amount of merch they had outside. I was kind of surprised. I was like, none of these are shirts that I want. But Chris, who I went with, wanted one. So he goes, I'll take an extra large of, the Young Bucks shirt. Mm-hmm. And the guy looks at him and goes, oh, we only have up to medium outside.
What?
The fuck does that even mean?
Up to medium?
Chris looked really confused, and we both looked around because everybody around us was a fat wrestling nerd. So, like,
I mean, yeah, I feel the average is like extra large, yeah.
Yeah. So Chris questioned him, and the guy went, "Oh, well, we didn't want to have to lug it from the arena back out here and back in there again."
Oh.
I went, see, like, I wasn't gonna be a dick because obviously This is their first time running a show. They didn't know. But I wanted to look at them and go, yeah, it's called selling your merchandise.
Yeah. Now, when you say outside, was this like outside the arena, or was this out in the hallways, or what?
Just out in the parking lot. They had the all-out party, so just a bunch of wrestling nerds drinking beer and hanging out. So I went, okay, I'll just wait until I go inside. No big deal. So we go inside. Arena's awesome, by the way. It's out of the way enough to where it's a big-size arena, but it's not gigantic. Mm-hmm. And so we go in. Everything's cool. We ended up getting a spot in the handicap section because I'll say that in a second, but it was awesome. so there's one. We're like looking for the merch. We're like, where is it? There's one merch table in the entire arena. One.
Really?
Are you fucking kidding me? So there was like 5 lines, and they all converged onto the one table. And so I didn't bother, because like the only time it died out was during the main event. Other than that, people were just in line for like 30, 40 minutes, and I'm like, hey, I can get all these shirts on on their website or whatever, or I can go to Hot Topic. I don't fucking need to miss a match because I want merch. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing to them though, they probably didn't think there was a problem because they sold, and they had teddy bears, Young Bucks teddy bears. They sold that. They sold on their umbrellas, every shirt of every size. They actually sold every single piece of merchandise. So, cool. I mean, that's good, but it would have been nice if it had been a little bit easier. Because I'm not kidding, I would have walked there with $80 worth of shit. Like, I was ready to go. I brought money for that, and instead I just went, that seems like a headache. I'm going to avoid that. But we get to the arena. We sit down. We're in the handicap spot. And I'm like, so basically it's like a chair they set up, and then there's like a little thing in front of you, and then down below is all the chairs, right, where everybody's sitting normally. So what happened was when Sean, my friend that got the tickets, he bought the tickets, he put best available. So it gave us that. And he was like, he looked on Twitter, and people were like, oh, these tickets are going fucking fast. And he goes, fuck that, I'm not refreshing. Because he had heard on Twitter some people were refreshing and not getting tickets at all. And so he went, well, fuck the handicap people. It's like, am I going to this show and being a bit of a dick, or am I not going to the show? And I told him, I went, I'm glad you fucked them, because I wanted to go to that damn show. Like, that's all there is to it. So
yeah, that's weird how, like, the best available, it even gives you that as an option that gives you the handicap.
Well, I guess it should, though, because, I mean, if you have a handicapped loved one or a family member or something, you're probably going to search that. But yeah, you think that if you did best possible, they wouldn't put that as a result. That would have to be something you have to search for specifically. But oh well. But the show itself, good lord, great production quality. I know that some people complained watching it live, the crowd didn't come off as hot as it was, because the crowd was louder than NXT. When I went to NXT live last year or 2 years ago, they were fucking on fire. Like, anything that was happening, the crowd was losing their shit. And I know, like, a couple people said, Meltzer reported, a couple people reported that they didn't really mic the crowds that well, like WWE does, and that's probably didn't come off as well. But if it's not the best show I've ever been to, it's one of my favorites. And of course, I made the trip to go out there, so it's a little more special than a normal show coming to me. But my favorite match on the card, I thought, even though the match-wise it wasn't up to par with the others, I thought Cody had probably the best match. The one I was most invested in. Yeah. That was damn good. I loved it. And I loved that they pulled out the tricks, like DDP coming out and giving the Diamond Cutter to Daivari was great, gave him a little break, let him try to bleed. He ended up going, their match went like 2 or 3 or 4 minutes longer than it had to because of that segment. But, it was just fantastic, man. Jericho's running was epic. I knew it was him the moment the lights went out. I was like, if anybody's running in right now, it's going to be him. And so it was, which is great. I love the reveal. They did it perfectly. It was just good. The only thing that sucks is Young Bucks main event got cut in half. But it was still the best 12-minute 6-man tag I've ever seen in my life. So you can't really complain. I had a great time overall in Chicago. Man, best deep dish pizza on the planet. Holy mother of God, that was good.
Yeah, I heard several things. Again, I was out of town when All In aired, so I didn't get to see it. I saw a bunch of clips and stuff, but that's all I got to see. The reactions from the clips I saw were really good. I mean, like the crowd reactions, that is. And overall, overwhelmingly positive for what I've seen people say. They said the weakest. I heard the weakest match was Matt Cross versus MJF. I don't know.
Should have been true. On. Show. They should have bumped that on the pre-show and then put the was it SCU or SoCal that tag match should have been to open the show, because I get why they did that though. They were trying the WWE approach. They were trying to sell more, pay-per-views, so they put an important match on for free. So like they had a more important job. But yeah, that Matt Cross match was just okay. I don't really like. You think they would? They went like psychology based, where it's an opener. I gotta throw an argument out here. If you're ever opening a wrestling show, you're not there to tell a story. You're there to get the crowd fired the fuck up for the other people that will be able to tell a story in their match. Like like the Cody match. That was 100% story. That was a well done match, but that was a great psychology standpoint wrestling match. But like they tried to like kind of slow it down. I was like, nah, come on, man. That was both those guys' chance to really wow some people. And yeah, I've heard as well that a lot of people were just kind of like, it was all right. Like, that's not good. They had a chance to do something special.
And one thing that I did listen to, I listened to a Joey Janela interview about his All In stuff, and he said that when
some controversy.
Yeah, when you were talking about like as far as merch goes and like money they were making and stuff, he said during the interview that he was like just walking around. There was just fans intermingling with the wrestlers, just like before the show and stuff. And at the Starcast, did you go to the Starcast or no?
No, I didn't, but I did hear that. Yeah, it was all cool. Like everybody that I know that went. Yeah, everybody's just hanging out, having conversations, and chilling.
And he said, like, he's just walking through the hallways and stuff, and fans were just coming up to him, giving him 20s, just like,
wow.
just like
not
saying,
for stranger,
like,
they just said it's awesome.
Exactly, like, hey, we really appreciate what you do, and just giving him 20. He said he just had his fanny pack, just opened up, and he was just shoving 20s in his fanny pack, just walking down the hallways. Yeah. He's
starting to become a name, but he's not Bucks, of course. So like this, I he has a bright future. I think he needs to calm it the fuck down, though. He's the epitome. He comes from CZW, doesn't he?
Yes.
Or
that's where he made a name for himself. Yeah.
You can tell. And I think he doesn't need to do because here's the thing. I know you hate bar wrestling, but that's where I saw him first. He fought a guy named Eli Everfly, who's another just fantastic wrestler, high flyer, and so. He gave him I believe it was a Steiner screwdriver from the top rope into the ring, and that's just not necessary. For a bar wrestling show, I get that he wants to make a name, but like, maybe don't kill your opponent to make that name. And then during the match with Hangman Page, I feel like I wish they had just had a good hardcore match. I didn't want them to do a lot of the big spots they did. I didn't feel was necessary. Like when they were setting up the table, good lord, that's one of the few times where the crowd died out. Why didn't they just have him go out to the ring and have a big fucking brawl? Like that's what I wanted from between the two of them. But he's very talented. I like his character a lot too. Him and his girl, they're very just like they're different. They stand out. But I would to ask him, please calm down. Please calm down. I don't want him to die. That's my big thing. I don't want him to kill somebody in the ring, and he feels like he might.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest complaints I've never been a big Janela fan. He, like I said, is the epitome of the daredevil like wrestler. That's how he made a name for himself. He always does crazy stunts and literally just risks his life like every single time just to like get his name out there. And he became one of the big like ultimate indie star names for as far as doing the crazy shit. He's always going to do something crazy out there.
Time for him to back it off though, because the thing, because you look at the past. I'm trying to remember. There was oh god, what was his name? Jody Fleisch.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that guy might be the single most impressive high flyer I've ever seen in my entire life. Fantastic. How long did he last before he had to retire?
He's actually still, believe it or not, he is still wrestling. He's over in the UK right now. Yeah.
For a long fucking time though. I do remember that specifically. So like. If you want to do that and you're like a Jeff Hardy style where, hey, you've got to take 2 years off at a time to heal up, that's not a very smart money strategy in my opinion, but that's his call, and I would just say I like his character. I like him overall. I think he has a very big upside, and I could see WWE one day being interested in him more because of his character and not because of any of those other things. So
yeah,
I'll turn myself down if you're being an asshole. Sorry, I'm trying to interact with the chat. It's bad for a podcast.
Very good. I would actually, like, for anybody listening, I would seek that interview out. It's with Sam Roberts. It is a very good interview where he just goes into like how unorganized he is as a like professional wrestler, and how he literally takes all his money and just takes it and just throws it in a crumpled up like 20s and like in his top of his drawer, like his dresser drawer. And how unorganized he is. It's a good interview. You need to go check it out.
Did you hear about the controversy though that happened from Jim that Jim Ross created?
No.
Unnecessary, I think, and this kind of shows to me how out of the loop JR is with current wrestling. So JR on his podcast ranted about how the Bucks got their time cut and how it was unprofessional, and he pointed out Joey was one of the big ones. He pointed out, saying that they went long on their match. The other big one was oh God, Ufado Kata. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Scurll, Marty Scurll. How both those matches went long and kind of screwed the Bucks because of that. And so then, but then Scurll went on immediately, and he was just like, "We went a minute over. Like, what do you want from me?" He's like, he's like 1 minute, like 1 minute over. And then he went and he said that was it Nick Jackson, who actually was doing Gorilla. That's hilarious. They did a skit where they had him wearing a headset, and he sent, I think he sent Cody out there or something, and everybody laughed because he was like, "Now switch to camera 2," and everybody's like, "Ah ha ha ha." No, he was really doing that. he was really doing that. So Nick, before they went out there, he told Okada and Marty, he's like, "If you guys go long, go long." He's like, make this a classic. And so they went a minute over. So like, hey, JR, shut the fuck up. And then somebody made a really good point. I respect JR. Best announcer of all time. I don't think anybody can dispute that. Maybe one day someone will pass him up. But like they were saying how WrestleMania, what was WrestleMania 10, where Michaels and Razor Ramon had that ladder match?
Yeah.
There was a full-blown 6-man tag that got cut because that match went long.
Sure was, yep.
Fuck. The only match that matters is that ladder match. Fuck that 6-man. So here's my thing. The whole event went down without a hitch. It all worked out great. The worst case scenario, the Bucks had a really good 12-minute match instead of a really good 20-some-odd minute match. So, I don't see it as much controversy, but the fact that Marty had to defend himself against JR is kind of fucked up, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially, I mean, Jared didn't it's not like he knew actually what the hell was going on. I did hear the Hangman and Joey match did go long. I did hear, he even said that in the interview. He said they were going over. So
yeah, and Cody's did too, which is hilarious. That I find it funny that JR shit on Marty and on Joey, but didn't mention the fact that Cody's went long. Like, come on, man, be fair about it. And you can't call Cody unprofessional because it's his fucking show. He can go as long as he wants. You know, if he wants to cut somebody, then he can do that. So I thought that was a little weird, but it was worth talking about at least. Just JR, come on, man, let's reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear that. That sucks. But the other thing that I heard about speaking of Grillo was directly after Cody's match, I heard that he walked through the curtain and he like right after he won the match, came walking through the curtain and sat right down on Grillo and just started helping take over in Grillo, which is
because that was
cool.
That's
just so cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, and I'm glad because I know that they say they're not going to WWE anytime soon, but I mean, it's a matter of time. Like, it's just a matter of time. It'll be a few years probably, because the Bucks and Cody don't need the company, but basically as soon as WWE becomes more friendly towards them, I'm sure they'll bring them in and make millions of dollars and retire there. But do their own thing for right now. I'm down for All In too. If the rumor is LA. And if that's the case, hell yeah. But if it's not LA and they pick anywhere, as long as it's within the United States, I'll fly there and I'll be there to support the boys. So good show, great time.
The last thing I was going to ask you about, as far as after the event, like when everybody's walking out and stuff, like what was was everybody just like the crowd? Was everybody just ecstatic or what?
Oh yeah, hype. We were dealing with a fucking gigantic storm though, so it was like full-blown lightning, thunder, rain, everything. But no, everybody was having a great time. I just felt like everybody was family there. You know how it is. Like you can walk up to anybody wearing a wrestling shirt, and as long as they don't have like social skills that are poor, you can be their best friend right away. Because you just start talking wrestling. That's all it takes. So it was good. It was a celebration to me of loving professional wrestling, as opposed to going to a WWE show like WrestleMania or Rumble, where you're celebrating WWE. We were celebrating wrestling as an industry at All In, and that's what I really appreciated about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, because we're about to switch over and talk about Hell in a Cell here, and it just makes me believe that the indies and stuff are blowing up. There's something I've been hearing about lately, and something I've been thinking about is the indies are blown up so big, and as far as like All In and all this kind of stuff, is people are just getting unhappy with WWE. Yes, there's still a million people watching the goddamn thing, but everything else is blowing up because they want wrestling, they want good wrestling, but they just need a alternative, and WWE is fucking shit up from what
They do.
I
And
keep
the fact that
gathering.
Impact went to Canada kind of stopped them from being. I mean, they had to save the company, but it did knock them down from being number 2 like easily. I would say they're number 3 or 4 at this point.
Who is that? You said
but
Impact?
Yeah, Impact. I mean, like, I like what they're doing, and I like that they're actually taking a course of rebuilding the company slowly, rather than just going, "Oh, we're still number 2." No, you're clearly not. You're
Definitely
clearly not.
not,
But
yeah.
and that's fine. I think Impact has a smart move, becoming Canada's WWE. Like, that's what they want. They want to be like the Canada's. That's super smart. So credit to them. Again, I've actually watched some matches from them on Twitch of the new stuff, and even though, again, I'm not a fan of how that arena looks, I understand what they're doing, and the storylines are fun. Like, at least everything makes sense. It's not like watching Impact in the past where it was a WWE retirement home or just shit that didn't make sense. So, good for them. But number 2 is clearly New Japan. New Japan is now the second largest promotion on the planet, because if you're anybody of importance, you're going there the moment you leave WWE.
Yeah.
So good on them, and they have a presence out here in Long Beach as well, in California. So they're making strides.
And Ring of Honor is easily right there too, as the number 3.
I'd say number 3. Yeah, they're number 3 now. They're bigger than Impact for sure. The moment Impact left the United States, they forfeited that over to ROH for sure.
Yeah, it's I've been almost since Labor Day. Whenever I did the football draft, I've kind of, admittedly, I'm big on football. I'm a big football fan, so I've actually leaned more towards that, and I've lost a little bit of my interest in wrestling right now, which is why I haven't caught up on Impact. I haven't caught up on WWE. So,
yeah.
But Impact has been, as far as I've been seeing, has been fantastic as of late. So, still big on them, and I'm excited for Bound for Glory next month. I'm pretty excited about it. It's in New York, so we'll see.
What's the main event?
Main event, it's going to be Austin Aries defending his title against, I don't know if it's, I think it might be Eddie Edwards. I think it might be, it could also be Johnny Mundo or Johnny
now
Impact.
Because of that whole thing with Callahan.
Yeah, he kind of did this weird transition where, like, he kind of did a weird little turn when he fought Tommy Dreamer at Slammiversary, where he just kind of did a weird, awkward heel-faced. It's hard to explain. Like, he was the heel going in, but he kind of still was doing heel things, but he just automatically turned face, kind of. It was very strange. And then he came out the next show and attacked Aries, which Aries is the major heel in the company. So that
he said that since they've done the switch, right? Everybody thought he was going to lose to Moose, and he didn't. Or did he have like a lose it and win it back situation?
He lost it to Pentagon for a short period of time.
Oh, that's right.
But that was still before Moose, though. That happened before Moose.
Okay.
He hasn't lost it since he won it back from Pentagon. But yeah, he beat Moose, which, to me, I really enjoyed the story, and it was all leading up to. I thought it was going to be a Moose win, but they kept it on Aries, which obviously I like Aries much more.
That's a much better champion than Moose.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind Moose. He's got a good look. And I'm coming around on him as a worker a little bit now that I understand he's not a technical wrestler. he's like The Rock to me, where he's not bad, but he's also very one-dimensional. He's got that catchphrase, and that's it. And if when you say turned heel, he should say noose instead of moose.
Oh God.
But I'm coming around on him. I don't think he's as bad as I originally thought in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I mean, plus he's still relatively new to the business, so because he was a football player, I didn't follow him. I didn't know what the hell he did.
ROH, right?
He started out. I don't know if he started in ROH, but he was in ROH for a good amount of time before Impact. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I think. I mean, I may be wrong, but from the last thing I saw, I think it's going to be Aries versus Edwards at Bound for Glory. But also, I saw Johnny Impact is like getting back into the main event scene. I think he challenged Aries for the title, so it might be him too. I don't know. We'll see.
Isn't it weird that we are living in a current time where I am high on everything outside of WWE, but I hate WWE right now. Like, that's crazy, because Impact specifically, they fixed it. They actually fixed that fucking disaster of a company. Not only was it on a professional level a nightmare, on a personal level it was too, how they treated their employees. You know what's impressive? Nobody on that roster bitches about Impact anymore on Twitter. No one. That means they fucking fixed it. So, hey, congratulations. And because of that, I stood by it. I said if they fixed it, I would start to watch. So I'm going to try my best. I've been trying to catch it on Twitch when they play them. So more power to them. But how is it that WWE is this illogical and this bad? Especially when we talked about it before, NXT is still perfect. I mean, NXT is so logical. It makes sense and it flows, and I look forward to matches. WWE is just like, hey, do you like this person? I go, I like him. They go, all right, well, it's a bad guy now.
Yeah, I know what I already know what your reasoning behind it's going to be, but I know I know it's going to be Vince. I know it's going to be Vince.
It is him though. That's the problem. I mean, it is. I mean, he is the issue, and I mean, it has to be because NXT proves it, right? Because NXT is Vince's hands off. That every report says Vince has absolutely nothing to do with it. He did that by choice because he wants Triple H to sink or swim. Well, it's amazing. So,
well, yeah, he's swimming.
So he's not only swimming, he's building a new lake off to the side. And when WWE's drains out because they've used up all the resources, he'll have a new lake. Yeah, that's essentially what he's doing. But with Raw, so what's going on with Raw? When Bomber left off, and for everybody that's listening, the Raw after SummerSlam was good. I liked it. I liked the fact that they brought back the Shield. I liked the fact that they beat down Strowman, because if anybody is going to get the upper hand on Braun Strowman, it's going to be the Shield as a unit. Mm-hmm. That's undisputed. I feel like the Shield should never be defeated by one man or two men ever. It should always have to be a giant effort to take them down, and Braun's probably the only one that could stand up to them for a few minutes. Like I could see him tossing Rollins and Ambrose out and like getting a few punches in on Roman before they come back in. But their booking on this is just ass backwards, 100%. Because the Shield should be the heels here. I mean, the Shield. It makes sense that Roman finally got his belt, and as a character, from a kayfabe standpoint, Roman should be terrified that he's going to lose that belt, because it's been how many years with Lesnar? 2 years, with him holding on to that belt on it. From a character standpoint, I'd be fucking afraid too, especially because from a kayfabe standpoint, Lesnar's not gone yet. Lesnar will have at least one more match in WWE. So I would be like, yeah, let's get my two closest friends, let's bring this faction back together and keep the title on me. It's a classic chicken shit heel maneuver to bring in people to protect your title. So what do? Oh no, he's babyface.
Yeah, it was weird because on the episode, it definitely, like the last one I seen when they reformed, because it was a fantastic match. First of all, it was Roman versus Finn Balor, main event. It was very good match. Braun came out to cash in.
Point that they would give Balor the rematch. Finally, made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Braun came out, cash in, and the Shield came out to stop it, like block it. And they triple powerbombed him. It was. And I was ecstatic. I mean, I know everybody's super, super big on Seth Rollins, so that would kind of be a forceful, heel type. It's hard to boo Seth Rollins. But I still was 100% on board. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Because a lot of people have been waiting for Ambrose to turn heel. And this is a perfect way for him to be heel. Roman, people are dying for him to be heel. I thought it was the perfect way to do it, but then apparently
so many challengers that could go after Roman and get through Ambrose and Rollins first. Put the tag titles on Rollins and Ambrose. Keep the IC title on Seth, and keep the heavyweight title on Roman. And here's what I was pitching. Okay, they don't want to turn him full blown heel. Just make them a little bit unbearable. So they're not necessarily coming out and saying we hate the fans, blah blah blah. Just have them come out and say we're now running this show. And if you boo us, if you cheer us, that's your prerogative. But from now on, these titles and this show is ours. So that way it's not a traditional heel turn, but when Braun comes out, people are going to go, fuck yeah. Get these pieces of shit off my TV, Braun. And he was white hot. Yeah. He was so popular, they used him to trick us into paying attention to Lesnar and Roman at SummerSlam. And then they turned him heel 2 weeks later. What the fuck? I don't understand.
Yeah, because I was at the Raw, the go-home show for SummerSlam, and nobody was even close. Besides Dean Ambrose's return, nothing was even close to Braun's reaction on the night. Like everybody, it was.
At the moment, he's the most over babyface they have right now, and I don't. Anybody can dispute that. But you haven't watched the last 2 weeks. Here's what has been the fallout from what happened there. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to keep beating Braun down week after week. That's kind of what I thought. And to the point where he's forced to bring in a partner. Like, he just doesn't have a choice. He needs to have two people to help him face against Roman, right? Mm-hmm. Even have Hell in a Cell, have the Shield break into the cell, which all this might still happen, by the way, but I doubt it now. Yeah. But say they break into the cell, because Braun's big thing is, I'm going to get you, Roman, you can't do it. They end up, breaking in, they cost Braun the match, and then we have a full-blown, heel Shield. And then Braun goes, I don't want to, but now I have to bring partners. Well, they fucked that up because they lined him with Ziggler and
McIntyre.
And then they put the belts on McIntyre. This reeks of, you are going to do what we want you to do. You're going to react how we want you to react. And if you don't, that's too bad because we're worth more money than we've ever been worth. Fuck you. That's it. That's what I feel. So, but what they've done is they've effectively neutered Braun. Like, that's all that's happened. Roman is still getting mixed reactions, and when he's by himself, flat out booed. I mean, just flat out. When he's with the Shield, he still gets booed sometimes. So obviously, Rollins and Ambrose get mega pops. Like, they're low. But it's not doing anything different for Roman as a character. But now when Braun comes out, what I noticed on Raw, Braun came out a few times. Every time he came out, it's just nothing. I mean, like, it's before people were losing their shit, Stone Cold style. Like, here comes Strowman, people go nuts. Yep. Now it's hits, and everybody was just kind of confused. This is the best way I can describe it. Because there were still some people chanting for him, but there was a healthy amount of people that were just not reacting at all. Like, they've been so confused by what's happening. I don't know, like, everything seemed like it was flowing okay until Braun came out last week, and he faced off with Roman in the ring. And so they talked to each other, and I went, this is already wrong. Braun, after he got beat down by the Shield, Braun should not be interested in words with Roman Reigns anymore. Braun should be interested in beating the shit out of him and taking his belt. But then, so they had them have like a back and forth talking, and I like how Roman tried to come off like a baby face. Well, then why didn't you face him last week one-on-one when he challenged you? I don't like this. It's just such weird writing. And then the one thing that people were blowing the fuck up about, and I agree, Kevin Owens, who has been
I was going to talk about that.
Absolutely shit on by Braun. That's the storyline, by the way. Like, Braun has destroyed his life and career so badly that he quit. He flat out quit. And everybody's like, oh, that.
Yeah.
And he comes back the next week and helps Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I heard. I know a lot of people were actually like hitting us up on Twitter saying, "I want you guys to talk about the crazy Raw." Apparently, after All In, the next Raw, I don't know if people were saying it could have been because of how successful All In was, but apparently that Raw was batshit crazy. Like, that's where the tag team titles changed. That's where Kevin Owens came back the very next week, and people wanted us to like give our reactions on like what possibly could have been going through their damn minds there.
They had all the momentum in the world after SummerSlam, and it completely fell apart because of dumbass booking. Like, why was Kevin Owens out there with Braun? If anything, it would have been, I mean, maybe it would have been weird, but how interesting would it have been if Owens, like, had tried to help the Shield because he hates Braun that much?
Yeah.
Because he's getting babyface pops right now. He's feuding with Lashley, by the way. The storyline
I saw a clip of that.
Is that he's defending Sammy, who he never bothered to fucking talk about for 2 months, and then all of a sudden, now it's time to defend Sammy's honor. What the fuck is going on with this company?
That's okay. I was wondering what the connection was with Bobby. I didn't know if it was random or what. Okay, but I got it.
So when Bobby hurt his friend initially, he didn't give a fuck. But then after he quit, because Braun hurt him, he came back to fight Bobby Lashley, not get revenge on Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
I think you said it right there. Everything on the main roster right now is a stretch. The fact that Road Dogg had to go on Twitter, or felt he had to go on, Road Dogg, get the fuck off Twitter. Stop it. The fact that he went on Twitter and had to try to justify them turning Becky Lynch heel after Becky Lynch was built up as a babyface underdog for 6 months is ridiculous. And his fucking logic is so ass backwards. He goes, well, it worked, right? Yeah, but you didn't intend for it to work. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I feel like? I feel like Vince is so crazy backstage now that everybody just throws shit at the wall and hopes to God that he just doesn't recognize them or pay attention to them until he's gone. And with the XFL stacked on top of it, I can't imagine he's any more competent than he was before. He has to be so overworked and so stressed out trying to get that XFL off the ground. I don't know. It shows when you watch TV that it's a mess and it has no direction. The only person I feel like they're treating really well right now is Drew McIntyre. Is money as fuck. Watch that tag match with the B team. He barely took any offense from those fucking jokes. Good. He shouldn't be selling. He's Drew McIntyre. Motherfucker could be an undisputed heavyweight champion down the road. He should not be taking a clothesline from Bo Dallas. Okay.
Yeah. That whole thing was sprung out of nowhere too. I feel like the whole B team, they were doing their thing out of nowhere. Boom. Yeah. By the way, your title runs over. It's time to give them to a real team now.
They were over. I have a couple friends that are outside of the Reckless Eating, show, and they like the B team. I was kind of surprised about that. I'll give them credit for that. People that were casual wrestling fans that I've talked to tend to like them. They annoy the shit out of me, and I was willing to give it a chance because I like both guys. I fought for them when they were part of Miz's faction, but let's be real here. They need to go back to SmackDown and join the Miz as quickly as possible because they don't work as a team. They're fucking losers, and your gimmick should not be you're a fucking loser. When they pushed Daniel Bryan as the underdog babyface or Becky Lynch as the underdog babyface, they weren't fucking losers. Like that. I didn't picture Daniel Bryan sitting at home complaining about not getting a date and playing Xbox 360 into the night. I totally think that's what the B team does.
Yeah, no, and I was opposite, actually. When they first formed, I was like, God, this is the worst thing. They're not funny. This is terrible. But they ended up being one of the better things in the Raw weak-ass fucking broken tag team division. So I tolerated them a little bit more. So,
I'm glad they lost belts, though. I wish they'd put them on Revival or Authors of Pain instead. But I'm pretty excited for a Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre versus Rollins and Ambrose tag match, though. I think that's going to be fucking incredible.
On paper, man, this show looks fantastic.
It does look good, yeah. What's wrong with Hell in a Cell is why is AJ and Joe not a cell match? I don't understand that.
Or if not a cell match, at least some stipulation because something's got to be in here.
He's going after the man's family, and then Reigns and Braun makes sense because they have history. So I kind of just give that to them, and also storyline standpoint, it makes sense that Braun would prefer for the Shield to not have a way in. Okay, I'm cool with that. That's fine. I always assumed it would be one. Mm-hmm. Why is Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton a Hell in a Cell match? What?
I'm guessing. I mean, this is just me just throwing this out there, but
on the same page though.
Say what? Oh, you're thinking the same thing, probably. Yeah. I think this is like his, I'm going out with a bang kind of deal. I think this is like near the very end of his career. He wants to have, he's always, from what I heard, he's always wanted a Hell in a Cell match, and this is his, reward for sacrificing so much, and he's going to go out with a bang.
A bucket list for him was Hell in a Cell is the only thing he never did in WWE they wanted to do. I can see it, but here's a novel concept. Then maybe do Roman Reigns versus Jeff Hardy, or do AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match. Don't have the Hell in a Cell match come up and just go, yeah, we'll just throw this random feud into the cell for no reason.
Yes, it does feel very random.
Oh, super random. The cell is supposed to be where you finish something, or if something's so big it can't be contained by a normal matchup. And Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton... It's just going to be Orton beating the shit out of a corpse from North Carolina.
Yeah, he's going to kill him.
He's going to swanton off the top of the cage. I guarantee it. They're going to make it safe. They'll probably have a crash pad or something. Mm. But maybe me and you are on the same page. 10 years ago, hell yeah. I would love to see Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match. He was in his prime.
Yeah.
Now, fuck no. I don't want him to die.
I'm very scared for Jeff Hardy in this fucking match.
Yes.
We're going to witness fucking Owen Hart 2.0 off that fucking cage. He is going to die.
But I have no desire to see Jeff Hardy in his current state. I don't even want to see him wrestle anymore. I kind of put him into the camp of Mick Foley where, hey, you had your time. You're one of the most recognizable wrestlers of all time. You're good. If your body, his wife goes on Twitter and is constantly reacting to his matches going, oh, I was so afraid when he did that. then tell your fucking husband to stop.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling this is like kind of the end of the road for Hardy here. Yeah, because obviously Matt's gone, and
yeah, Matt's. So that's it. I mean, Matt's getting the surgery or whatever for his back, and then he's going to become an agent. So he's done.
From what I heard, I might be wrong, but I think I saw the last televised Matt Hardy match at that Raw I went to. I may be wrong. He may have done a house show or whatever, but I think that was the last televised match he was in. I may be wrong. That 3-way tag match.
Much. I know we're talking a little shit about Jeff and Matt now lately, but much respect to the Hardy Boys. I mean, we literally voted them the best tag team of all time.
Oh, so there's no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I really think that, well, one, there should only be one Hell in a Cell match on this show. There should always only be one, preferably one a year. And that needed to be AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. They had the story for it. They had they have the fire. They have easily the hottest angle going into the show, but yet they're just going to have a normal one-on-one match. Yeah, that seems super stupid.
Let's run through the card here real quick. Like I said, on paper, I'm looking at the card. There's 8 matches announced right now. I think they'll probably add in like a kickoff show match. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Owens and Lashley. Who knows? But I'm sure they're probably going to add at least one or two more matches here before the show. But first of all, SmackDown Tag Team titles, New Day versus Rusev and Aiden English. I think this should be a really fun match, but I don't see any. Do you see any way New Day's losing? This has got to be the final straw that's going to break up Rusev and Aiden English, I think.
Yeah, I think they weren't. Well, I mean, New Day wasn't going to get the belts anyway to begin with. It was the fact that Harper and Rowan. Yeah, Rowan's out with an injury. Oh. So I mean, they kind of lucked into this, and you can tell they did too, because when they won the belts, they went on social media and they were really fucking happy about it. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, because you probably weren't going to get another one. So good for them. I mean, hey, sometimes the solid hand is the right choice of action. The people that don't get hurt are the people you want to put your faith in behind, because you don't have to, worry about them getting hurt. I mean, what did they do with Rusev? Poor guy. He had his time in the sun. Rusev is the example of what Daniel Bryan could have been if people weren't super invested in the fact that he's an indie darling and a lot of people like him, past WWE. Rusev had his time in the sun, and maybe they could have done something with him, but they clearly dropped the ball with him. So, no, I don't really care about Rusev or Aiden English all that much. I'm sure it'll be a fun match because both Aiden English and Rusev can bump pretty good, especially New Day. So I'm looking forward to the match, but no chance in hell of winning. No.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to win. And I mean, I've liked the story that they have been telling with the whole Aiden English keeps fucking shit up, and then he's trying his best, but he just keeps messing up. And I think Rusev's definitely going to turn heel on him. And at some point, either during this match, maybe after the match, I'm not sure. Aiden might cost them on accident if they're still going with that. Again, I haven't watched the show in a couple weeks. I don't know if they're still going along with that story. I hope so, because it was decent. So we'll see with that one. But yeah, I see New Day easily defending. Now the next match, the Raw Tag Team title match, Ziggler and McIntyre versus Rollins and Ambrose. I would not be surprised. Obviously, I know Ziggler and McIntyre just got the titles, but I would not be surprised if they want to have all Shield members having belts, and they put them on McIntyre and Ziggler just to maybe trade off, get the titles off of B Team, and transition over to get them on to Rollins and Ambrose. I would not be surprised at all. What do you think?
I think it's almost a certainty, honestly. Like what they couldn't have Rollins, because again they're ass backwards booking. Mm-hmm. It would have made more sense to have Rollins and Ambrose just crush the B Team if they were heels. That would come in and just make them look awful because they're the best, they're the Shield. But instead they were like, put the belts on McIntyre and Ziggler so that they can transition it onto the baby faces that are holding down the entire roster. The baby faces that are so unliked that the whole roster felt they had to come together to beat the fuck out of him and throw Rollins through a car window.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, what baby faces.
You know what? I was doing something at night, and I came home late, and I got to turn Raw on just for the final end of the show, and I did see that. I did see all 3 members of the Shield getting beat up by the entire roster, and I saw Rollins get thrown into the side of that car and have his arm smashed through the window and whatnot. That was pretty brutal. And I was, by the way, little personal bias here, but I was pretty fucking hyped to see Drew Gulak getting in on that action. That was pretty cool.
Dude, I love Drew.
Yeah.
I have to do a pause real quick because we have somebody who is watching the current women's tournament going on. The Mae Young Classic 2 is popping in right now. So a little surprise because I was talking to him on Facebook. I'm like, why don't you come on? Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, hello, old man Tom. How are you?
What's going on?
Well, hello.
We were bitching, but this is, you guys have never talked before. This is Jake, who I do the podcast with, and Jake, this is old man Tom, who I do video games with.
Yeah, we played a couple games together.
Yes, we did.
That's not too many.
Yeah, we did.
Game. What was that zombie game back in the day we played together? I can't remember that.
There's been like 20 of them.
Yeah, well, there was the one where it was actually good, but I don't remember what it was. So Tom has been watching the Mae Young Classic 2. Tom, what are your thoughts on the Mae Young Classic 2 so far? Because I've not seen it.
Bit sloppy. Not as good as the first one so far, but I absolutely loathe the commentary team.
Okay.
Michael Cole is a goddamn cancer on this world.
Really?
I just finished watching episode 2, and it's Mercedes versus Madison Rain in the final.
I like Mercedes. I think Mercedes. She's good.
Yeah, they're both good. I mean, it was an okay match. I think Rain got her bell rung early on, so it was a little bit sloppy, but it was a decent match. But anyways, the commentary is what's killing me because the WWE style of commentary Who's with
Cole?
Hey, what's that?
Who's with Cole? Is it Renee?
It's Beth Phoenix and Renee.
Oh,
Okay.
Beth Phoenix is cancer.
Beth is mediocre. Renee is Renee. And Cole is a cancer. But what's killing me and what's taking me completely out of this tournament is the stupid, well, when I was talking to Mercedes earlier, she gave me this insight that I have a tattoo sleeve of DC characters. And then Renee chimes in, well, Michael, when I spoke with Mercedes earlier,
Oh my God.
none of you fucking spoke to Mercedes earlier.
No,
none of you spoke to any of these people. And you've probably never heard of them before this night where you're watching them for the first fucking time. So shut up.
There's a reason why they're doing that, though, is because when Daniel Bryan did the commentary for, what was the men's tournament? I'm just forgetting off the top of my head.
Which one? Cruiserweight Classic?
The Cruiserweight Classic.
Cruiserweight Classic, yeah.
There you go. When he did that, he did know these people personally. So he was actually telling real personal
Brian
stories.
was great in the commentary for that,
He
yeah.
was really good. And so,
Even with the personal stories, I'm not watching this because I give a flying fuck what Mercedes Martinez had for dinner yesterday.
Yeah, I think they're
watching a
they must be
fucking
trying to
wrestling match.
oh, man.
trying to get more personal probably.
So what I would say, though, is that I made a post about this on Twitter and on Facebook. I commended the Raw team right now because I feel Cole is not bad on Raw. He's fine. I'm completely okay with Cole. He doesn't make me upset. He doesn't do anything for me. But, like, again, he's just kind of there. Corey Graves is our Jesse Ventura. Like, this guy is going to be known in history as being our generation's Jesse. And Renee, excellent addition to the Raw team. And here's why I commend them, okay? Now, Corey's the only one out of the 3 that actually goes above and beyond to really impress me with any type of logic that I care about.
Yeah.
But all 3 of them don't distract from the matches. We don't get Booker T going, thunkin', dunkin', quack, quack, or Coach going, I never watched the product, and I'm going to go bitch at somebody on Twitter. And we don't get fucking JBL who just sits there and goes, Michael Cole!
Yeah, just phones it in and says nonsense. See, but I'm fine with Michael Cole's innate bullshit on Raw because that's the mainstream product. You're filling the hours, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the NXT tournaments are more for the hardcore, more like indie fans, marks and shit like that. Like, they're the ones that know these people. I don't want to hear your made-up bullshit backstory for indie workers that I've grown up watching or gone to shows and seen. Like,
the fact that it's true and it sounds made up because they're so terrible at telling you the story.
that may also be the case. But, like, the NXT commentary team does a great job. Lucha Underground, if you ever watch it, the commentary team, Matt Stryker is
Good.
fucking phenomenal.
It's funny 'cause everybody makes fun of him. Like, all the announcers hate him. Like, actual announcers think he's terrible, but yet I think he's one of the better ones around.
is fantastic. Morrow is great. It's like you call the match, you build up the action, you focus on what's in the ring, and you don't take me to Mercedes Martinez's fucking apartment so that I know what her little kids are watching on TV tonight. I don't fucking care.
They should just break up the match at like 5 minutes in. They walk up to Mercedes, and they're like, stop the match, stop the match. They walk up with the microphone, they go, what'd you think of the last season of Walking Dead?
Oh, my God.
I wouldn't put that past them.
So you're only how many matches in? Are you in round 2 right now that you're watching? Or?
I'm watching it on the network as it's. So I guess I just watched the episode that aired yesterday, or that they put up yesterday. So I'm watching it as it goes. I tried to avoid the spoilers and stuff like that, but it's been decent so far. I really like Asuka's mom. She's a beast.
Oh, jeez.
Old Asuka.
She is a. Well, they were saying on commentary here, the one bullshit fact they threw out, which might be true, is that, like, I guess her nickname is the Final Boss or something like that. She's a fucking beast. She's a goddamn beast. Like, that was a fantastic match.
One of the, like, most well-known, because I never heard of her because I don't follow a lot of
Mako Satomura.
Yeah, she's like a legend over there.
Well, they showed a clip. I guess she was on WCW.
What?
Back in the 90s, like, one of her first matches, she jobbed, and she's like, I was terrible, I didn't have a finisher. Like, she looked like a generic person. They actually showed the clip on the Mae Young Classic. So she's been wrestling for like 26 years. Jesus. She's a fucking beast.
That's awesome, yeah. No, yeah, I haven't got to see any of it. I've seen just a couple spoilers, nothing major, but I haven't been able to see much of Mae Young Classic yet. So I did enjoy the first one. I also hated the commentary in the first one. I thought JR was absolutely horrendous.
Oh, I didn't know he was talking about.
It was him and Lita, right? Wasn't it him and Lita, or was it him and Beth?
Lita and Beth Phoenix, I thought. Oh, no, just him and Lita. It was just JR and Lita.
Yeah. He gets a lot of shit, though, especially for, like, his New Japan work, too, because he just doesn't know anybody or any of the stuff.
He doesn't know anything. He's
really...
That's like his new gimmick now. He just goes in there, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just going to go with it.
He's always called everything a suplex, so, I mean, you can't really ever say he did know everything. Like, he can't know every indie move that exists.
They just said a suplex. No, Jim. They stopped the match and they asked her opinions on The Walking Dead. That's not a suplex.
A Walking Dead suplex.
Oh God.
So sorry to hijack your podcast. No. I was just ranting to Matt on Facebook, and I'm like,
complaining to me on Facebook, and I'm like, why don't you just come in and talk about it real quick? Everybody would love to hear.
Yeah, no, we're just hanging out. We're talking about Hell in a Cell right now, but.
Oh, nice.
He doesn't watch.
I haven't watched anything in a couple months, so I'm not anywhere on that track. I'm trying to catch up on the Mae Young Classic. Like, I usually like the NXT or the network specials.
Ricochet has been incredible on NXT. Watching Ricochet on NXT excites.
I need to go watch that. He fought. Didn't he just have the match with Dunn? Right? Was that yesterday? They put it up.
He is fucking incredible, and Adam Cole is the perfect person to fight him because like Cole's the polar opposite, but Cole can work with anyone. Like he's a traditional heel to me. Adam Cole always gets his own shit in, but he always specifically tries to make the babyface look better, and that's a heel. Like, that's good. Again, NXT is so good, but WWE is so fucking terrible.
Well, I mean, you know. I mean, not the worst.
At the moment, they're the worst professional wrestling company on the planet.
Well, no, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What's worse other than CZW?
Hey, God damn it. No, don't even. But, I mean, I will be honest with you, man. CZW is so fucking being shitty right now. I'm not even going to lie. I can't argue that. They're fucking falling down so hard.
Life, by the way. I'm gonna find a way. He lives in LA now, and I follow him on Instagram. So I'm gonna find a way to make him think that I'm important, and then I'm gonna become his friend.
Yeah, well, no, I've talked to him a couple times about, because I've always been interested in moving to Japan, and I've talked to him about that because he was out there for almost 10 years. I think he was out there filming stuff, and he's super cool. He has no problem like talking to anybody. So yeah, you hit him up, he'll talk to you. He's a cool dude. But no, he was actually talking about, literally, he said that he was going to return to CZW at some point. So
cool.
Whether or not he does
it,
we'll fucking see. But he says that he will. So I don't know.
There we go. Tom, any wrestling thoughts before we close it out?
They have far too many pay-per-views. The WWE commentary team is terrible.
Do you think Raw is good?
I love Ricochet.
Big Alexa Bliss fan, I feel. Big Alexa Bliss fan.
Ugh.
I tolerate Alexa Bliss.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't hate her like Matt hates her. Like
Yes,
I think
he
she's good for what she
despises her.
is.
I don't think Tom has heard most of these matches, or if he has, he can just react to them again. The rumors for the Evolution matches, the all women's pay per view.
Oh, I saw the spoiler card or the alleged card.
Trish versus Alexa Bliss is a fucking waste of time.
That's Grandma Trish versus Alexa Bliss. Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Hey, what a waste of time. Lita versus Mickey James, what a waste of time.
Yep.
Very weird.
The women should be fighting some younger people, right? Like that's I want to see Lita. Give me Lita versus Bailey. Give me Lita versus Sasha. Give me Lita versus Charlotte. Give me something like you're bringing, as Tom calls it, old man Stratus. You're
Grandma Stratus.
Give us a WrestleMania style main event, and then of course the rumored main event of Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey.
I absolutely cannot stand the fact that the Bellas came back to be shoved down our throat to be the face of the fucking women's revolution. Like, I cannot fucking stand that.
You say that, but man, she's gonna get her fucking arm snapped by Ronda, and everybody's gonna love it.
I hope
think
so.
that's why they're doing it. I think that's why they're doing it, so she can job out and get fucking destroyed by Ronda.
Almost as bad as Brie almost snapped her fucking neck on Rob botching those two fucking dives. Like, the Bellas were great in an era when all the other female wrestlers were models.
Yeah.
But now, when all the female wrestlers are wrestlers, you can see that the Bellas are just trash.
Horrendous. Yeah.
Nikki is competent, but she has to be in there with somebody who's really good. Other than that, if Nikki's in with like anybody who's on her skill level, it's going to be a train wreck.
Yeah, her and Ronda. Oh my god, that's going to have to be a squash. It has to be a squash match. Yeah.
And it also has to be super planned out. Like, you imagine Triple H goes, "All right, girls, no plan to get out there and have a 30-minute classic."
Yeah.
Ronda's just going to break her arm and drop her on her neck. Like, that's really all that'll happen.
I mean, even so, the one thing we didn't talk about was the SmackDown main event. I thought was really shitty. It was Daniel Bryan in the corner of Brie, with Miz in the corner of Maurice.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
They killed all the momentum that I cared about Bryan and Miz feuding. I don't want their fucking wives involved past manager status,
it's just the violent insertion of the Bellas into everything right now because they have a popular TV show.
No, it's not popular. That's why they're having they brought them back specifically because their ratings are doing awful right now.
It was popular then. At one time they had a popular TV show. They're terrible. They can't talk.
Every time you hear their music, I just cringe. It's like, you can look, but you can't touch. Well, can you just go away? That'd be better.
Yeah. And
I don't want to look either. Just go.
And you got Bryan and Brie versus Miz and Maurice at Hell in a Cell. Nope. Not even close to being interested.
Bryan, we have him back, right? We have Bryan. None of us thought we would get the opportunity to see Bryan back. And what do they do? Thank God they gave us the Miz match, which, by the way, was still a really good match. It lived up to what I wanted it to be. So I'm like, okay, well, they're going to keep going. No, I don't want to waste Daniel Bryan on a fucking mixed tag match.
I think this is just a way to extend it, so they can,
Well, here's my prediction. Miz is taking that title from Styles.
Got to put Brie over.
God.
Well, Brie is taking that title.
Yes. Brie is taking that belt from AJ. Joe will be Wendy's new husband, and Brie is taking the title from AJ.
Oh,
Joe's hilarious. Thing that I want to talk about, ask Tom's opinion on, is so Tom, is Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement or not?
I really hope not.
I do too.
I mean, Saudi Arabia's got that money.
Oh, yeah.
So if anyone can buy him out of retirement, it's them. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's relapsed and he's gone on a bunch of benders and lost all his money.
I have a prediction.
But I hope he stays retired because he's the only one that really hasn't come back.
Yeah. And but I can see him using that in over time because obviously he's a trainer in NXT right now. So there have been reports he full-blown he wrestles matches when they train. So
which is fine, but you can be around the business and you can elevate those around you without cheapening your retirement, a la Ric Flair, Terry Funk.
Yeah, that's the problem though.
Terry Funk again.
Yeah. Brian retired.
Terry Funk again.
Said he had no problem staying
Terry
away.
Funk again.
Times 18.
A little fact to go off the grid here. Terry Funk was supposed to be in that All-In Battle Royal, but he was suffering from a staph infection or something. He couldn't make it.
Terry Funk is still alive?
Yeah.
Okay, back to Shawn Michaels. So here's my prediction. I think it's guaranteed he's wrestling again. I think what happened was like Bryan, he was fine when he was away from it, But then once he got involved in it again, aka becoming a trainer in NXT, traveling with the brand, doing that, he got the itch again. And I think that's perfectly acceptable considering he's in great shape. When he comes back, we're going to get an awesome Shawn Michaels. Obviously he might be a little rusty at first,
He's just going to be bald.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
But here's the thing. I'm willing to compromise on this because I'm with you guys. I would prefer he stays retired. That's what I want. If I don't get that and he is coming back, then fine. Do the rumored match of DX versus the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia. Whatever. I'm not going to watch it anyway. And then, but here's what I want. They better fucking give me Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles. If they're gonna fucking,
they won't do it. They won't do it.
That's so dumb. That's announced. Just go. AJ comes out, confronts him after the match in Saudi, goes, WrestleMania, if you came out of retirement, it's me and you for the title at WrestleMania. Boom, done. Every spark just shoots their load all over the screen.
I mean,
that's fine.
That is the dream match. I would take Shawn Michaels, Daniel Bryan. That would be
rumor is
spectacular.
That it's going to be Michaels costing Taker the match against Triple H in Australia. Then they do the tag match in Saudi Arabia. And then Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker one more time at WrestleMania to retire on The Undertaker.
Oh
I don't want to see that.
No.
That's not going to live up to
these rumors are terrible.
Yeah, that's...
But they seem pretty logical by the way they book.
They do sound like that would be...
100%. But, I mean, Taker is technically retired by Roman Reigns. I mean, he can't... He left the hat in the ring. It's over.
Style.
Ignore last year.
I was about to say.
I want it. And, you couldn't give a better opponent to Shawn Michaels than AJ. AJ will protect Michaels in the ring.
Oh, AJ's sloppy as fuck.
No.
I'm completely kidding.
I was like, what the fuck?
He is the safest man alive that you can put in the ring with Shawn Michaels.
People didn't know. People tuck their necks. It's their own fucking fault. But he's going to be the one guy. Again, if they give me that match, or even, I don't know, fuck it. Even if they gave me, Bryan and Michaels, they gave me, even I said before, if they gave me Roman and Michaels, I'm on board. I
would be on board with that as long as he doesn't make Roman look strong.
He will.
You
have to. It's required.
Yeah.
He's going to do a whole versus Shawn Michaels style match where Roman just tossing him around like a cartoon character.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Scott just joined back. Not back in, just joined. Scott, are you there?
I am finally here.
So, yeah, only an hour late.
I've replaced you, Scott. Leave.
No.
No, what are your thoughts on Michaels?
He's coming back.
No, he's not.
And I don't like it.
Money's too.
I hope not. But I saw someone go, "Is that Saudi money?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he'll come back."
No.
Just think about it.
And Matt, I hate your idea for Mania, but yup.
No, I can't.
No, I don't want him to.
It'll ruin everything. It'll ruin everything.
Oh, well, it won't ruin everything. It'll just be bad.
This happening bomber.
No, it's nothing. Because what happened. It just cheapens.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny that they could have done this where it would have I still would have been soured in my mouth, the fact that he came out of retirement. But they could have easily done this and made it more logical and gave some passion. Just have Michaels come out there and whoever he's going to fight comes out and taunts him. Similar to how Undertaker did. That was a really good promo, by the way. That segment between them was awesome.
Yeah, I was
really
about to say that too, yeah.
How terrible the rest of the roster is compared to the old school guys that can cut the promo. There's so much passion behind it. But have Roman out there, and Michaels comes out and just tells Roman that what you're doing with Braun is just not right. You're supposed to be a fighting champion, but you're hiding behind your friends. Have Roman be like, well, you're hiding behind your retirement. Boom. That's it. And he just starts making it personal. And he starts every week. He starts cutting a promo on Michaels for months. He's going through Braun. He's going through all these people, and he just goes, "Hey, Shawn, look what I'm doing now. If you have any balls, you'll face me at WrestleMania. You're not. At least it's something. It's not just Michaels just takes that Saudi Arabia money.
I see what you're saying.
I still want Michaels and Bryan, because I heard you saying that, because that's literally trainer and student, and we teased that forever ago. There is history there. So
Styles, though, that to me, Styles and Michaels dream match. That is something that everybody can come together.
So we're getting Big Show versus Michaels.
Yep. Yeah, that's the dream match.
And we'll get Kane versus Stone Cold for some reason. He could take some great stunners, and
Austin comes back and he just fights The Rock at WrestleMania. What the fuck?
Damn it!
Hey. They did that with Lesnar. Having him face people that he's always already faced. Why?
God, there's so much promotion towards Triple H and Undertaker. Last time ever. On Twitter and Instagram, they're like, oh, what are the top Undertaker feuds? Triple H Undertaker, number one. No. Not in anybody's mind is Taker Triple H the best Undertaker feud ever. You're insane. No. So yeah, it's not as great as they think it is. Stop doing it.
Obviously, Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah. I would say
clearly.
I think Triple H put that article up. So
yeah, he wrote it too.
yeah. He knows the guy on the website. He can get it done.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good ones. Like, Shawn Michaels was the best match that he ever had, but that feud wasn't particularly memorable other than their entrances doing the whole evil versus, like, heaven thing. But at the initial scene, when they brought him in, and WrestleMania was at 14, that was an incredible angle. That was really good. And the fact that it took Taker 3 tombstones to put his brother down, that was fucking awesome. It was really, really great stuff.
Yeah, I would almost say that, as much as, you know, some people hate on Kane. Like, one of my favorite whole Undertaker feuds was with Kane. Like, the whole original Kane coming in was some of my favorite stuff from Kane. Or Undertaker.
Yeah.
But
some of the best stuff from Kane, too.
Yeah, and definitely the best stuff from Kane.
Yeah, he hasn't done much since. Other than amazing match on SmackDown during the Alliance era with Kurt Angle. I stand by that.
Yep.
I mean, he's a bear now, so...
That match led to the rematch at the WrestleMania I went to, and it wasn't as good. That SmackDown match was so good.
Yeah, it was a really good match. It was the first time Kane ever tapped. That's why it was a big deal. He tapped out to Kurt. He gave Kurt the rub. That was awesome. That's it, though. Can't name anything else he did that was good. Kane and X-Pac was great.
By the way, just going back to Hell in a Cell real quick, why, like I said, I've missed stuff. Why the fuck is Mick Foley a special referee for this?
Because he wants to be.
Rumor is, again, these are all rumors. Rumor is he's taking a bump, and I go, God, no, please.
Yeah,
please don't do that.
He's getting thrown off the top.
Yeah, no, his promo said that he came out and he wants to get that feeling. He doesn't want to just be like sitting ringside for the 20th anniversary, because it was actually June, but, you know, Hell in a Cell's the event, so that's where the anniversary is, because logic. And he wants to feel alive like he did when he was as close to death as you could be, when he went through that cell. So, yeah, he's absolutely going to take
there's no real reason.
Because Roman isn't and Braun isn't. So who is the ref?
Your daughter's hot as fuck. Send her over here. I'll take care of her and get out of the ring. Okay, come on.
He's gonna send his autistic son to you.
Oh God!
Even though, God, Mick should not
he really is.
No,
come on.
Not sending him to you, but his son really is. Okay.
Why would he send his autistic son to me?
Because he needs more help than Noelle does. She's clearly fine in life.
Just take what you can get, Zion.
She is fine.
She needs all the fucking help in the world. Okay,
definitely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I was hoping there was a real reason behind it, but I'm glad there's not. That's good.
He just wants to take a bump or something.
That's great. Just throw him into a match.
Feel alive. So, someone needs to take a bump. Do you see Braun going off the top or Roman? No.
Well, I see Braun.
Yeah.
Could, but by the way, I didn't get to say this, but remember when I said that turning Becky Lynch was the stupidest thing because he was the most over natural babyface they had? Except for Braun. Yeah, they did the same thing to Braun. They're fucking idiots. Anyway,
but they
I'm caught up now.
Becky be like a Stone Cold heel.
She's all caught up. They've modified her. She's like an ass kicker now. And she's still, they'll think if they need to drop.
I was about to say the last kicker, yep.
Last kicker.
She's got to stop telling the fans that they're not behind her, though. Just knock it off. Just go full Stone Cold with her. She's Stone Cold Becky Lynch. That's fine with me.
Remember when Diesel kind of turned and was like, the ones who like me, the rest can screw off? The tweener. Literally, be tweener Becky. It'll be fine.
They don't have tweeners anymore.
Yeah. Punk never, on the indie scene, Punk would usually not insult anybody who cheered him. Like, if you like fist bumped him or you showed respect, he would love you. But he hated everybody else, which was a majority of the people because he was a dick, and he still is one.
I was about to say,
He's was.
Sure.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Big change there.
Cutting the promo on him on Twitter, I thought that was pretty funny. He was like, hey man, I can understand why you don't like your previous employer. I don't like him either, but maybe don't like shit on professional wrestling by turning down the biggest independent wrestling show in history. I was like, wow, okay.
Did he mention anything about All In, by the way? Did he like comment on it or anything? Anybody know?
Who, Punk?
Yeah, Punk.
Apparently he said a serious offer was never made.
No, so maybe they just said fuck him. Like that was it.
I'm going to go look right now because I heard something about that just the other day. Yeah, shoots down rumors he was offered anything for All In.
Interesting.
And here's the thing. They didn't need him anyway.
Of course not. No.
I mean, it would have been pretty surreal to see him actually return, but he's
for him.
pretty much painting himself a complete asshole in his absence. So
Here's all it was. He told Ariel Helwani on the MMA show, I was never made an offer to be there. They simply said, if you want to come, you should come. Very vague, not an offer. He said, don't blame them, because, I mean, they never said anything anyway. But he had movie commitments, so he couldn't have anyway.
Movie? He's in movies? What?
No, he was watching a movie.
Oh, I was about to say, like, what?
He had movie commitments. It was movie night with AJ on the couch. I mean, I wouldn't turn that down.
Watching those Netflix
I wouldn't turn
originals.
that down either. Yeah. He's going to be all in one way or another.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God. No. Okay. Well, good. At least he's saying, "Hey, don't blame them. It's my fault. I didn't fucking want to be there." So that's good.
On that night, can't do it.
Now, what's Mercedes Martinez eating for dinner?
Yeah. God.
When I talked to her earlier, she said she was making steak.
I got to tell you, JR, I eat the ravioli.
What accent? Was
Yeah.
that?
What the fuck was that voice?
Is she the Swedish chef or something?
Well, not Chef Boyardee, he hashtag me too.
Dear
Now
Lord.
She's what's that? Damn it.
Yeah, that one idiot that started it, but then
No, that performance piece Asian chick that dressed up like a swan. What the
fuck.
You're just basically Miss Swan, actually.
Yeah, Miss Swan.
No, but I'm thinking of Bjork or some shit like that.
Fuck. Oh my God. Whew, that was good. Oh, Punk, hey man, if you ever get done with your your movie watching schedule, come join Reckless Eating. We're
There you
down
go.
for that.
Yeah. The only thing that I wanted to talk about left with Hell in a Cell is the fucking poster. Have you guys seen the poster? Have you guys
It's
seen this poster?
terrible. I mean, it's kind of throwbacky, but it's terrible.
What? Yeah. This
It's not well done.
This is way different than shit they've been doing in the past, like lately.
Which one's the official one?
The one.
It's the one with Braun as a
It's on their
demon.
Twitter. It's the devil Roman and the demon Braun or whatever.
Yeah.
He's sticking his tongue out, forked tongue. It's just bad.
Wait, why are they both evil though? I don't understand.
Yes, that's
Right?
It's Hell in a Cell. I don't know, yeah, I don't.
It feels like WWE currently, at least under Vince's reign, the actual, not NXT, the WWE brand, they're opposed to good and bad guys now. Like, everybody's just a character and everybody exists, but, like, you gotta have a clear, outlined person who leans towards being a babyface. It doesn't have to be a traditional babyface. Austin, he was not a traditional babyface, but we knew he's the guy we wanted to cheer.
Yeah.
That should have been Braun, and yet Vince goes, nah, you're gonna boo him.
Yeah,
Could you imagine after
terrible.
Austin 316 and everything's going good and everything's going strong, and they're like, no, don't cheer him. He's a bad guy. No, that you go with what's natural and you just ride with it. They're struggling
Passed out in the sharpshooter, and they boom. They go, oh, what a pussy! He passed out in his own blood, that bitch.
What a bitch.
What a bitch! Only bitches pass out in their own blood.
Be honest, you fans were never behind Stone Cold.
Yeah, he comes and cuts a promo.
I love
Damn it.
316, and he's just like, I don't like selling merchandise or becoming successful. Please boo me.
Well,
When
Stone
they-
Cold told me earlier today that he doesn't like the fans cheering for him.
When
That's-
they promoted Becky and saying, like, be honest, were you really always behind Becky Lynch? And I'm like, yes, since day one. It's recorded on the podcast.
Day one.
For Christ's sake, yes.
Yeah, I loved her. I tweet at her every couple of weeks, and I go, I'm always with you. It's true. I'm always with her. You can tell she hates it, too, because if you look at her Twitter feed, she still says, like, happy birthday to people and stuff, but it used to be, like, and she'd make it a little more her personality. Like, you could just tell she was excited to wish it. Now it's just like, happy birthday, that's it. It's like, she's like, fuck.
Yeah, that's a heel happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God, what a disaster.
So, but yeah, anybody got any final words for Hell in a Cell before we get out of here?
I'm very happy with what they did with Authors of Pain on Raw. That was one of the few highlights. I thought finally they got them back on track and just put Spud in a actual suit, and I'm in. That's fine. I just don't want him looking like he's trick or treating with his older brothers. That's no thank you. But at least they were badass again, so I was completely cool with that.
So
That's it.
their whole weeks leading up to that, where they were just jobbing out to Titus Worldwide, doesn't affect anything.
Unforgivable. Yeah, they had fucking
There was
Titus-
even a promo that
no,
Spud
Paul-
did saying, like, I'm getting them back on track. Like,
And
they've been wasted. That's ending. So they're they're even acknowledging it.
Sense for imagine if they did the Shield a six-man Hell in a Cell match, which obviously is possible because they did the 6-pack back in the day, which is one of my favorite Hell in a Cells. It's amazing.
Sure, yeah.
What if they did a 6-man tag at Hell in a Cell with the Shield versus Braun teaming with the Authors of Pain?
Oh God.
That would have been incredible.
That
What
would
if
have
they
made more sense than
I'm not
Dolph and Drew.
I'm not done yet. What if they did a 6-man at Hell in a Cell where the Shield took on Braun with the reunited Wyatt family? That would have been incredible. What are we getting instead? It's a normal match and
Well,
whatever.
Mick Foley's in there. Come on now.
You know what that reeks of?
That's terrible.
Nash at Hell in a Cell. and nobody gave a fuck, so they injected Old Man Foley into it, and did it help? No.
Yeah,
That's right. I forgot about
just
that. You're
dumb
right.
that he's involved in that. It's just that's stupid.
Yeah. But Authors of Pain and Braun versus the Shield would have made me cream my fucking pants, and would have completely fixed the Authors of Pain immediately. Just been like, oh, sorry, we fucked up. Probably never should have rolled him up to Apollo Crews in 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, they don't want the Shield to look weak, though. I mean, that's the thing. And you can't make the Shield look weak to a couple of green guys like the Authors of Pain, who I love, but I get Vince's logic in that.
And also the news that came out that Paul Ellering was blindsided by being let go. Once they debuted on, he was willing to travel with them and everything. Yeah,
which is also very stupid. On their
what
part.
the hell?
Like, just
he came out, I don't know, it was pretty recently, and somebody asked him on Twitter, and he was like, no, man, I was ready to go. He's like, I love traveling. They just let him go. That's it.
It's so stupid. Like, I feel like Vince's goal is just either, obviously he doesn't watch the NXT product, so he doesn't know what stories he's building the people he pulls up are, but it's just, I think it's his goal to just bury them to spite Triple H. He's like, I'm still in charge, fuck you. Bailey, go job a bunch.
It's almost like a dad playing basketball with his kid, and he knows that the kid is almost good enough to beat him, so now he's not holding back anymore.
Sabotages him.
He's like, fuck you, he smacks that ball right out of it. He's like, you little fucking pussy.
Gives him the elbow to the nose, yeah.
So, he's lost it. The son will take over.
At some point. But,
But
yeah, all right, guys. First of all, Tom, thanks for stopping in here a little bit, giving us your...
Thank you for letting me rant and derail your serious conversations with my shenanigans. I appreciate it.
Anytime you want to get in here and rant, just let us know. We'll let you hop in.
You got to open with the all-in CM Punk joke, because that's pretty fucking hilarious. He was too busy watching a movie.
Yeah, that was good.
Movie night.
Movie night, yeah.
Good old movie
That
night.
was his movie commitments, exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have drugs to make it better. I don't know what he's doing. Right?
Well, and Scott, thanks for joining us for the end here, for the tail end.
Yeah, no worries. I was almost going to make it for 9, and then it became 9:30, and suddenly, uh-oh.
Yeah,
so, things happen.
You were filming a commercial or something? What were you doing?
I was filming a commercial.
There
for local ThunderCon here. It was awesome opportunity, all very, very good. Made some serious, awesome connections, and that's why I went a little long. So
you're saying that, unlike Rab, who usually misses it because he forgets, you missed it because you were doing something important?
Yes.
By the way, you notice, I don't even think Rab even said in our chat whether or not he was going to be on. We just got to the point where he's
Is Rab still even in the chat?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's the eighth.
But yeah, no, I regret not being able to make it earlier. I do apologize, guys. But yeah,
fine, dude.
I figured. I
We carried it.
Yeah,
he did. Tom pulled it out.
Yeah, he came in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tom pulled it out and came in. Yeah, all in.
All in. Movie night.
Yes, so at least twice it's happened.
All right, well, guys, let's end the podcast right there. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. See ya.